In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, the pedagogical challenges facing architecture programs. Hello and good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for giving me this chance to talk about this topic. It has been a long time that this little tiny virus changed our lives. Yeah, and it's just quite common nowadays to hear about it. Yes, disease, mask, fear, stay home and stay safe. And what we could found in this 2020 year, we heard a lot about the social distancing, to stay away from the others and stay safe in your community, to protect yourself and protect them. So this matter of social distancing actually becomes so important. And it was so shocking and also so fast. These changes happened that people had very difficult time to adjust and adapt themselves with this new situation. It surely affected the teaching online and also online learning also. And in this time, um, we as a lecturers and our students just faced with the issues that they have never before. And every day in our life we started to hear about online teaching, online seminars, workshops, webinars, and millions of lecturers and students around the world were involved in this issue. Then sometimes we even previously didn't hear about Zoom or other social networking about online teaching, but now it is quite common among us. Um, the online teaching is not a new phenomenon. Just since 2005, YouTube is in this business, and there are many other websites and platforms also that have concentrated on the online teaching. Why it becomes so challenging in our time? And even we lecturers or students use the YouTube very frequently for learning or for adding to our knowledge, for surfing the internet. So why this new phenomenon become a kind of challenge for most of universities and lecturers as well as the students? First of all, it might be due to the fact that we never imagined a class without the students. It was quite new for us, and students also weren't quite adapted to attending a class from home and just listening to the courses online. It was, first of all, the culture of understanding of this new phenomenon was very important. At the same time, this brought lots of new experiences for students. I hear from some of my students that it's difficult to keep your attention in the class. There are lots of disturbing things around them, and also the time management. That previously all the time they have to attend the class based on the regular schedule. Now it was changed. They have to manage their own time, especially those who are writing the thesis, and some even experience the depression as well. And it was quite challenging for the first year architecture students. Just imagine those who started their semester with this coronavirus. They had lots of dreams and expectations from the university for learning a lot, and also they had the fear of not learning enough for the first semester, and most of the courses also are practical, surely. Many of them wanted to drop from my experience, many of them wanted to drop their semester and their courses for the and take it next semester, because they were worried that it doesn't work. They cannot actually handle this situation. Regarding the um, challenges that we are facing in the education for the master, bachelor, and PhD student, we have to say that those courses that are theoretical in nature, uh, we didn't have, or we won't have pretty much problem, because as I earlier also told, that the online teaching is not a very new phenomenon, and especially concentrating on the bachelor students. They have, for example, courses like ancient civilization, buildings, theory of architecture. These are okay, we can handle it, and we could handle it easily through the online platforms. But when it comes to the fundamental architecture studio or design studios, yeah, I guess the most part of our challenges was here. And in this term, if it happens in future also, we might think about it since now, that what would be our strategies for future, then how we want to handle such an issue. And when it comes to the lectures, especially for the practical courses, yeah, how do I teach them sketching? How do I teach my student designing? How do I correct their design? And how do I teach them drawing? And as well as the most important things is the, for example, for the first year students, that sometimes architecture is not just about sitting in the classroom and using the monitor or board to teaching something. Sometimes you have to take your students outside, and you have to take them to the site. They have to teach them something in the place, and through this sort of learning, actually they can develop themselves much more better. But now, due to the coronavirus and also the social distancing, they lost this chance also. This way of learning also took from them. I would like to share with you some of the strategies I took that I feel like that it was successful for my students, for both the theoretical and practical courses that I had this semester. The student the English course, and we had English for architects course for undergraduate student. For example, this is slide, it shows. We had a platform also in my university. We had a platform that students could attend the class, and they could ask the question as well. They could get online, all of them could get online, and it was very good performing platform. But I found that from the very beginning, I found that engaging the student in the class and keeping their attention is very crucial for the success of this course. So I tried to, during my lecture, I tried to ask them some short questions, and not very difficult questions, of course, because I wanted to have the actually involvement of the majority of students, not just top students. So when I was teaching, for example, something, I tried to ask some small questions, or when I also tried to each actually at the beginning of each lesson, I tried to remind them from the previous vocabulary and also previous lessons. It also worked out very well, because I asked them to, the students says that do they remember the translation and meaning of some specific words or not. My other strategy that I think that it was successful and worked out in my class was that I took for each lesson I took one assistant among the students. It wasn't only one person. Each actually time I had a new assistant. Then I asked them to prepare some part of the teaching materials, and also help me through guiding the student. This one also was very good, because it make us to communicate more, and the student has a kind of good feeling about each lesson. And I hear that, for example, student says that, wow, it is I am teaching of helping in this lesson, so they have a kind of attachment to that lesson. I guess this one also was a good strategy. And we had a WhatsApp group also that students shared their opinions, and it's a kind of the gratitude, and they put some hearts. Actually, I generally love my students also. It's a kind of it's not just teacher and student. I feel like that it's a kind of accept the reality. It is happening, and maybe in future also we we will be enforced to actually cope ourselves with another disease, in another epidemic disease, that we have to stay home. And so what are we planning from now that makes our future? So we have to be prepared. We have to create the necessary infrastructures. And two very important things that I learned from these days was that we have to keep our connection with the students. The students also get stressed in these times, and they feel like that they are left behind. So we have to taking care of their emotions as well. And we also need to get the feedback from students.